Hi guys, and welcome to another vlog on my channel. My name is Kami and I do crochet stuff here. In the last vlog I showed you that I finished this scarf. Very long, very nice, very rainbow. And I also showed you that I had some yarn left over from that day. So I am going to see if I can finish this skein up, and I want to make ear warmers with this. I am going to be using my own pattern that is available for free on Revelry. It's called the Simple Ear Warmer, and it's literally just a half double crochet ribbon with the instructions on how to fold it to make a little ribbon-like shape in the middle. So that's the plan for today. Today is the 11th of January 2025, and throughout the past week I've been working on my Valentine's collection that has like a working name, the Lupercalia collection, because I just wanted to give it some unique vibes, if it makes sense. And Lupercalia is the ancient Roman holiday that took place during the modern time Valentine's. And for that collection I set myself a goal to only use pinks, reds, oranges, whites and blacks, and that's why I bought a bunch of yarn in these colors. In this video you can see in one of the corners where I went on a yarn shopping spree and got a bunch of yarn on sale. And so far we made one cardigan, 3 sets of coasters, and that's it. I started working on heart mitts, so fingerless gloves, but that's not been going well for me. I made 4 of these little hearts. I'll link the pattern in the description of this video, but unfortunately I forgot the author, but I'm sure going to include this below. And I also made one square. Like, all the hearts are supposed to be made into these squares, and then you just kind of combine them together to form a fingerless glove. But I just can't get myself to finishing it because my yarn choice wasn't very good. This yarn is double-stranded with like whatever yarn I found laying around in my place, and it's just a little bit too thick, so I don't think I'm gonna finish it at all, to be honest. I'm just going to call it off, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with the hearts. I could just finish making them into squares and maybe do something else with it, maybe like a granny square bag or fanny pack, something like that. I'm not sure, I really don't know. There's also a possibility I'll just like include the hearts as a freebie to my orders as a part of the thank you card. I'm really not sure. If you have any ideas, please leave them in the comments, because I really hate wasting yarn, and it kind of does feel like a waste because I'm not gonna unravel all that. It's just not something I'm gonna do because I cut it already, I weighed in the end, you know, it's the whole thing. And what I'm making now using this rainbow yarn, it's not going to be a part of the Valentine's collection because, well, it's rainbow, it's not pink and red, but I've been really putting away working on the collection because I really wanted to give off a certain energy, a certain vibe, and I can't think of anything to make right now. I could just make another cardigan because I have enough yarn to make another size in it, so that's probably what I'll end up doing today, but no promises. But also just working on finishing off this skein will clear out my desk space, so maybe it will just put me in the zone to work on the collection. But as I said, it's the 11th today, so Valentine's is in less than a month from now, and I would really like to like set up all the collection going before February, so maybe open it on my Etsy shop in like 2 weeks from now, maybe even a week and a half. We'll see how that goes. I have a little bit of stock, like old stock that didn't sell over the past few months, that kind of falls into the pink and red category, so I'm going to include that in the collection as a relaunch, if it makes sense, and I'll just put those items that didn't sell out on a lower price to compensate for like not using fresh listings for the collection. I don't know if it makes sense. You'll let me know in the comments, but that's kind of what I was thinking about. So one of the things I'm going to include in that collection thing are these hearts. I made a bunch of heart keychains with scrap chenille yarn, and it's just a simple heart filled with either polyfill or yarn scraps. They're very light, very soft, very nice, and I have a bunch of them, so they will be launched along my Valentine's collection. I also still have the amigurumi cats from the Sad Kitty challenge video, so those will be included. And I thought of making some scrunchie sets, like maybe a set of 3 or 4 scrunchies in the pink colors and sell them as a set as opposed to individual pieces. And also I made a bunch of cat beanies, so just square beanies with pointy ears that are in this pink color combo, so I will be including them as well. So you can expect those items that I just mentioned to be on sale for the Valentine's time. So if you're shopping for a gift or you want to spoil yourself, you know, check out my Etsy shop. Maybe you'll find something you like. Coming back to this ear warmer I'm making, my pattern says to chain, I believe 16, so to make the ribbing like 15 stitches wide. And that's for a weight 4 yarn, which this technically says it's a weight 4, but it's a very thick weight 4, if it makes sense. So I'm using a 7mm hook, as I would with any other project that I would crochet using this yarn, which is Papatia Mulling Chunky, by the way. So this is going to be a very big, thick ear warmer, which I like, but it's definitely different from all the other ones I made, which I guess is cool. We'll see how well it sells, how well it does in my shop. And also I'm pulling from the outside, which is annoying, but unfortunately this yarn doesn't like to be pulled from the inside. I get the worst yarn bursts from this one. I've been lately also trying to start uploading TikToks again, so shorter format videos, or vertical videos if you will. And I think in the previous video or 2 videos ago I mentioned I had like a few filmed and ready to edit, and I just need to do the voiceover, and guess what, I never got to do that. So hopefully I can get this done this week. I'm definitely hoping on that. And yeah, I'll just check in with you guys whenever I finish this ear warmer, or 2 ear warmers. We'll see how much yarn it takes. This is as much as I got done now, just yapping to the camera. So I think I finished crocheting the panel for the first headband. So I don't know what I said in the beginning, I don't remember, but I ended up chaining 15 and not 16, and I did 24 rows, so 12 ribs. Usually that's how I count my rows whenever I'm making half double crochet ribbing, so I just go 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's 24 rows, 12 ribs. Anyway, I weighed it and it's exactly 30 grams, which technically means I can make 1 more. I hope it's not gonna be too tight. I kinda tried it on, I measured it. It's super stretchy and this acrylic is very soft, so I think it's gonna be fine. So I'm just going to fasten off and sew it up, and I'll try to make another one. So this is the first ear warmer. It's a little tight, to be honest, like it fits, but it could be a little bit looser, but I think it's fine. I used some scrap yarn to join it together. Here it is. The second ear warmer is almost done. I need to weave in the ends, but other than that I did a few things differently. In the first one, I do this with all of them really. I work the first and the last stitch into both loops, and the rest of the half double crochets only go into the back loops, right? So that's how you make the ribbing happen, and you're supposed to do both loops at the beginning and at the end to straighten up the edge. But what it does is it makes the fabric way less stretchy. So because I said this was a little bit tight, again, nothing crazy, but still, I decided to work through the back loops throughout the entire width of the piece, which pretty much makes it the same amount of stretchy across everywhere, like, because this is stretchy only in the middle, right? And the edges are stiffer. Here it's not the case, it's stretchy all over. Another thing I did differently is the first headband or ear warmer, whatever you want to call them, I sewed together using like a different thread. You can see kind of that it's sewed, and it takes more time than what I did with this one, which was just crocheted shut. And honestly, I don't know why I don't do it in general with my ear warmers. I just single crocheted all the 4 sides together, if it makes sense. And all I have to do now is just cut off the end, weave it in, and it's like so much easier and so much faster, and also more stretchy because it doesn't use up like the length of the fabric like sewing does. It actually adds fabric, so it's even more stretchy. So anyway, I don't know if I'm making sense. Let me know in the comments. Either way, both headbands are finished and I don't know what to do next. So whenever I figure it out, I'll let you know. So I pulled out this little thing. It's a pattern I started designing way back, many months ago now. This is a concept art for it, kind of, and I got a good amount done, and I'm actually debating if I should frog it or not, because I lost my notes. I have no clue what the count is and stuff like that. It shouldn't be that hard to recreate. But I thought, why not just frog it and repurpose the yarn for something else? Or maybe I don't even have to frog it, I can just pull from the other end. but I really want to make a bucket hat using these colors. I don't know, maybe what I'll do is just I'll cut the yarn from this and use the rest. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna cut the yarn here and maybe we'll come back to it someday, but today is not the day. I'm going to use this bucket hat as a guide for the sizing and the amount of rows because honestly I just kind of forgot how many rows I should do, and I made this way back, it didn't sell, so it will serve now as a size guide, I guess. I used a 4mm crochet hook for this one, and I think I can get away with using a little bigger hook on this, but I'll just figure it out as I go. And here is the finished bucket hat. It turned out so good. I really love the way it's a little bit stiffer than the other bucket hats I would normally make because this is 100% cotton and this is only 50 or 55% cotton. So it's a little bit softer, this one, and it stretches more. This is a little bit more structured, if it makes sense, and also it's the tiniest bit bigger. If I put this one on top of it, you can see the one underneath stretches out a little bit more, and that's because perhaps the yarn is a little bit thicker, but also I used a bigger hook. I crocheted this one with a 4mm and I crocheted this one with a 4.5mm. It's very cute, very nice. I'll be definitely adding it to my Valentine's collection, so you can stay tuned for that. And we should have enough yarn to make another one, not with these leftovers, but if I frog the project that I just showed you before, we can just make another one, and it doesn't look like I'm going to finish the other project, so might as well just make another bucket hat because, I don't know, I think that's just a better use for the yarn. But as of now, you can see here I have a bunch of this yarn that I used to make this cardigan in a previous video. So the plan now is to use up as much as I can of this yarn, which means we'll make another cardigan. And since this is a size small medium, I'll just try to make a medium large, just something bigger than this. So that's what I'm gonna do. 3 rows are done, and as you can see I have caked up 2 strands together, and this is the leftover I had from making the previous cardigan in this color with this yarn, and I just thought why not just cake the other ones as well. It will make my life a little bit easier, maybe, because this yarn likes to tangle at the very end if I'm doing the center pull. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just going to cake it up, but now I'm going to go and eat some food because it's breakfast time. So I finished winding the 2 skeins together, and look how uneven they are. This is all I have left from the first one, and I got a whole knot out of the other one. Like, what is this? Update on the cardigan. I finished 1 panel, so 1/2 is done, and I started the next one. I added 1 extra row to the sleeves to compensate for the yarn being a little bit thinner than usual, and to get this far into the project took me about 5 hours of working on and off. So we're going pretty strong today. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to get done today. I'll keep you updated. It's the next day, and I finished 1/2 of the sweater yesterday, and today I just finished crocheting the second panel, kind of. I finished the hexagon. All I have to do now is, you know, do the rest of the panel. But anyway, as you can see, here's a little plastic, and in that plastic there's a bunch of stuff. I ordered some things secondhand from a website called Vendora, and I just want to show you real quick what I got. So I got 10 of these. Those are clips for keychains, as you can see, and I got 10 that are shaped like a dolphin, and also I got 10 that are shaped like a little shell, and I thought those would be great for keychains, obviously, and I thought it would just make a nice summer themed collection. Very excited for that. I also got a bunch of metalware, if that's the correct term to use. I got some hoops for earrings and some rings, some screws, things like that, so we can definitely use that to make something pretty. I got some regular keychain hoops, some stuff to make necklaces, and the seller was very nice to include some gifts as well. So I got this package with plastic butterflies. Not sure what to do with them, but I guess they're there. And also I got a drill, twist drill. I assume it's useful in jewelry making in general. Not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but it's there again. So here's what I got. It's the next day and I finished the cardigan. I still have 3 skeins of this yarn and I'm not sure what I'm going to make with the rest, so feel free to leave some suggestions in the comments. This is what I made just now. It's the size medium large or just large. I still have to measure it and figure it out, and here's the previous one from the previous video. If I put the smaller one on top, you can see it's a little bit bigger than the previous one, the one underneath, so that's nice. What's surprising to me is that the bigger one only used like 20 grams more of yarn, which is very interesting. Other than that, this is the first bucket hat of today's video, so this is done obviously, but I also started making a new one, which means I'm forgetting this project. It's kinda sad, but what can you do? It's almost done. All I have to do now is a round of increases and yeah, it's pretty much done. The second bucket hat is finished and I spent the entire day just working on this and my Etsy shop. When you go over there you can see I added some new graphics, and also I wanted to highlight the Lupercalia collection for this year. And I also made a Lupercalia tab so you can easily browse for all the pink and red stuff in my shop. And as you can see, I already added some of the items we made throughout January. So here's the hat and some other alt items from my stock as well, so definitely go and check it out. As you can see, this is all I have left from that top whip that I decided to frog, and yeah, I'm still very happy I did that because that was just collecting dust for months, and instead now it's a very pretty bucket hat. So that's it when it comes to today's video. Let me know what you thought about the project and everything else in the video. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.